have the rare distinction to possibly go 5-0 against South Carolina. Being a South Carolina guy, what would mean more to you doing that or having the opportunity to go 12-0 twice?
I say 12-0. It's just another game, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong; it's definitely a pride thing with South Carolina, and I definitely want to go 5-0, but 12-0 is special, and that's just kind of how we're looking at it. The next game on the schedule, and we'll be ready.
Kendall, your defense only allowed 2 touchdowns in the first half. Anything you can point to? Brent having a great year with the initial game plan, because oftentimes it's more of an adjustment.
Right. I think it's just both. We played really clean this year. And we've also been able to, if our offense is doing something we weren't prepared for, we go back to the sideline and we kind of just draw it up on the chalkboard and just figure out the adjustments we need to make. But I think it just speaks to the level of commitment we have on our defense with the leadership and guys just watching a lot of film, being ready to play. And the hard work is paying off, so we're proud to be putting up the numbers we're putting up, and we just want to finish strong.
South Carolina, they haven't scored in the first half.
Yeah, so. That's just Coach V having a good game plan, and we just going out and executing it, and we've been able to just kind of recognize some formations and play fast, play confident, and it's just went our way the last 2 years, and it's our job to make sure it happens for a 3rd straight year.
Those guys in South Carolina like to use a lot of crossing routes in their passing game, the tight ends across, and getting the wide receivers in behind the safeties and the linebackers. What have you seen on film so far about watching them, and you noticed that as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think their offense has been pretty efficient. Especially the last 4 games, Bentley's doing a great job of getting the ball out of his hands, and the receivers aren't dropping as many passes as they did earlier in the season. And a lot of different route combinations, a lot of ways to get Edwards the ball, get Deebo Samuels the ball, and they have a talented group on the offensive side, so they did a good job.
Does Bentley compare at all to any of the quarterbacks you've faced this season? Does he have any similarities a lot to any of those guys?
I'm not really sure. He's a good quarterback, makes all the throws, very competitive, and does a good job leading those guys, so he's a good talent.
As you go through this rivalry, would you say with all the emotions that this game presents, it's easier to deal with that the more you play it, or is it harder because you get more invested?
I think you get more invested, but we're definitely, we're excited to play South Carolina, and we know it's a lot of mistake, but it's just the next game on the schedule for a lot of these guys. I don't know, it's just the next game on the schedule, and we just have big dreams this season, so we just want to handle our business and do it in a way that all the fans will be proud of. You know, we definitely want to play a really great game. We definitely want to play cleaner than we did last week, and I think we'll do that. But not looking ahead, but we're just trying to take care of business and just keep moving forward.
Do you remember what it looked like, or remember what it was like 5 years ago going into this week and how you guys were trying to end the streak, and now it's flipped? Do you recall that?
I definitely do. You could just tell guys were just sick of it. They were like absolutely sick of it. I just remember, I was still a young guy, but I just remember like all the older guys like Stephon, those guys. I mean, it was just so personal, and it's still personal, but you could just tell they didn't want to have that on their record of never beating South Carolina, and you could see that, and was able to beat the streak that year and finally get back on course, and we haven't looked back since.
Kendall, you had the curtain call on senior night the other night, run down the hill individually, but I think this will be even more emotional for you, run down the last time.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely hit a little harder just knowing it's the last game in Death Valley, and it's been an awesome experience, and it's just crazy just thinking about it, like, dang, this is the last game in Death Valley. I think it'll definitely hit harder for a lot of the seniors, and I don't know, we just want to have fun and just make sure we go out the right way.
Was where you grew up in your high school, was it pretty much a 50-50 mix from both sides of the fan base? Was it more heavy Gamecocks, more heavy Clemson?
It might have been a little heavier Clemson, but it was close to 50-50. Yeah, you had a lot of guys in Carolina, you had a lot of guys that was Clemson. So you was one way or the other where I was from.
Do you hear from a lot of people this week leading into the game, or they realize that you've got a lot of work to do, you're busy, or do you hear from a lot of old school mates and things like that?
Nah, like probably like 2 years ago, my first year starting, I definitely heard a lot more. Now it's just kind of routine. It's just the next game on the schedule. But you definitely just hear from some guys. Some guys talking smack. Most guys don't talk smack really no more because for whatever reason, I'm not really sure. But you definitely hear from some guys I went to high school with just reaching out, wishing me luck. Just, having somebody that they grew up with playing in this rivalry is always cool, I guess, for them to see. And so they always reach out to me.
Growing up in South Carolina,
I know a few guys. I definitely know Debo. I played with him in the Shrine Bowl, and he actually ended my high school career. Third round of the playoffs my senior year, we played his team, and they came out on top. And I know a few other guys I played in the Shrine Bowl with, but mainly Debo and Casey Crosby. I played with him in the Shrine Bowl as well. So those two guys.
Some of the younger guys that are playing freshmen this might be their first game against South Carolina, like Xavier Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously has a lot riding on it. Do you have to kind of temper those emotions at all, or what have you seen from him this week?
He's so chill, so not really. I mean, not really. People know it's serious, and but it's just you can't go about it any different than any other game. You can't practice any different or decide, I want to practice so much harder this week, or it's just the same. You got to take care of your business, prepare the same way, and then when you hit the field, it's a lot of emotions, but emotions don't win ball games either. So you kind of just store it in the back of your mind, and the hate is deep in your heart, but it's not going to affect the way you. I mean, it's not like the emotions are going to make you play some like different or like anything like that. So just kind of keeping everybody's emotions in check and realizing this is the next game. Let's just handle our business. Yeah.
Rico Dowdle has been hurt, but I'm sure y'all are expecting to see him on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a back is he? And then that freshman also had a pretty good debut on
Yeah.
Saturday.
They're all of them kind of are just like really quick-feeted guys. Not really scat bats, but kind of in a way. Rico, he's a bigger body and he's a talented. But all the backs really they've had good film, and you can see where they all can handle the load. So we'll see who we get, but they're all pretty talented.
What do you think of Debo's player?
He's great. Yeah, he's talented. Yeah, he's special talent, explosive, strong. He can do it all kind of ways, and yeah, he's a beast for sure.
Over the last 4 years of winning Rivalry, going back home, have you dealt with any family members or Gamecock fans or friends or
Yeah.
friends and family? Anybody that kind of gave you the
Not really. You and my family, you probably a Clemson fan. You probably converted over, or my mom wouldn't speak to you maybe. So I don't know. Like, I mean, it's some guys that like they'll throw a little quick joke, but pretty much everybody's like supporting me. So it's not really that serious with my family. Everybody's kind of rooting for us, and most people they like being on the winning side, and that's where we're at right now. So they kind of converted over. So
You did have family members that needed conversion?
they did need some conversion, but it was quick. My mom was a powerful woman. So, yeah, she wasn't going to be taking you talking smack to her baby. Yes. So, not many fans. Like, it wasn't really many people in my family that was like Carolina fans. There's a few of them, and they still are, but, they definitely like root for me. They don't really talk junk because they kind of, they know.
From your perspective, how exactly did Clemson turn the tables on this rivalry?
Just leadership. Just believing in the plan that Coach Sweeney has set before us, believing in the plan Coach V sets before us, and doing things the right way, recruiting the right guys, and just sticking to the plan, believing. And, eventually you'll get back right. And, for that stretch, I mean, South Carolina has some really good teams. And I don't know why, like, I remember those games, Clemson would be turning the ball over, just not playing as clean. I think a lot of that was kind of like the emotions getting in the way. And now kind of, it's still a big pride thing, but we try to, calm the emotions and just remind ourselves we got to play clean football, and that's what wins games. Emotion doesn't win games, and I think for a while they was just caught up in the emotion of it. So for us, it's just handling our business, being mature about it, and we've been able to do good so far.
What would it mean being the first group to win 5 years in a row in 78 years?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. We definitely talked about it, and this senior class, we just want to leave a legacy, and that's just adding on to it. Just, I guess, another record that we could break. So, yeah, we're definitely reaching for it, and that'd be exciting to reach that.
Are y'all running down the hill together as a group, as a class? Saturday?
No, I think we just as a team, regular, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You were here obviously the year before the playoff run started. Has the emotions and all that surrounds the rivalry kind of maybe taken a little bit of a back seat now, because you guys have so much bigger things to play for with the national championship picture? It seems like it's not all about we got to beat our rival now. It's about let's stay undefeated, get to the national championship.
Oh, we still got to beat our rival. If we don't win that game, we will definitely be reminded of it, and it'll haunt us. So we got to handle our business. We respect South Carolina, and yeah, that's first and foremost. Definitely, that's first and foremost. But we also realize that we got bigger goals as well. So, along with beating South Carolina, we want to do other things. So, I think they all just take their place. But we're just right now in this week, we understand how big of a game it is, and it's a pride thing, and it goes back to since Clemson started. So we definitely like acknowledge it, and we're not overlooking it like, oh, we got bigger things to do. We're not feeling ourselves in that way. We got to handle our business, and then after that, we'll look forward to what's next on this road.
You saw that 2014 defense that was number 1 in the country.
Yep.
You guys right now, you're number 1 in scoring defense, number 1 in yards per play, number 2 in total defense, on and on. How much pride do you take about taking that? Do you talk about, maybe you could be even better than that 2014?
Yeah, it makes me smile thinking about it because I was here for that and seeing how great they were. And we haven't really talked about it much because we've still got a lot of games to play. But it's definitely in the back of our minds, and we're just proud of the way we're playing. And we know we're going to face some great opponents ahead of us and this week as well, a great offense. So we're just trying to take it week by week and not get ahead of ourselves. But it's definitely something I look at, and because those guys on that team have so much respect for me because it's my first time seeing what it takes to be a great defense and seeing how they worked. And we're not there yet, but we're shooting for it, and we're just trying to, week by week, be great.
Did you ever feel underappreciated or maybe even disrespected when you guys decided to come back, but all the talk, 95% of it was centered around the 3 defensive linemen, and it seems like, you had a decision to make. You had a great season, a great career. It seems like you almost kind of got lost in the shuffle, and people forgot that they could have lost you, but you also decided to come back.
No, not really. I'm a even kill guy anyway, and I'm not big on attention. And those guys definitely earned whatever the attention they got. So for me, it wasn't about getting some shower of love because I was coming back. I just made the decision for myself and my family, and it was the best decision I could make for myself. And I didn't really care about, getting a bunch of Twitter reach outs and stuff saying thank you for coming back. That's not what I came back for. So those guys definitely got the love they deserved because they're great. And I appreciate those guys. And I'm definitely glad they came back as well because it makes my life a lot easier playing behind those guys. But, yeah, I came back just because it was what I needed in my family, yeah.
Has this year lived up to what everything you expected?
Yeah. Absolutely. There's always times I wish I could do this better. That's just as a competitor and an athlete, you always want to make more plays than you did. But for me, I think I've elevated my game. I know the defense better, and just this season has been tremendous. Just the camaraderie we have on this team, the brotherhood we have, it's special. And I would hate that I missed this. So I'm so glad. And even when I ran down the hill swing, it was like, I'm so thankful you came back. And I'm like, I am too, because I needed it. And I'm just glad I did. It's been a great season.
Kendall, you're an in-state guy. Explain to me, how do you tell the guys from out of state, the guys from Kansas, the guys from Ohio, the guys from Louisiana, what this rivalry is all about?
I think they have to experience it first. I think you have to grow into it. Coach Sweeney definitely kind of let them know on Monday. He kind of gave them the introduction for the guys that don't know, and he does it better than anybody could. But until you've kind of invested in it yourself, you can't just show up and just automatically have a hate maybe. But once you've invested into it and you kind of see what it's all about, you see the hate that's between the two teams, the amount of disrespect that Coach Sweeney has faced throughout the years. It'll come up on you, and you'll kind of understand what it's all about. So I think it just takes time, and eventually they'll see, okay, this is serious. So.
When you see the Justin Rosses, the Trevor Lawrences, the Xavier Thomases, these freshmen doing such great things, making immediate contributions, you ever feel old at all? You look at the age of those guys?
Yeah. I'm like, I just turned 23 yesterday, and some guys 18. I'm old. Like, it kind of hurts me a little bit, but it's awesome to just see guys that talented. But, talent, is good, but just the mental ability they have, how mature they are, I think that's just what's really impressive. Anybody can have talent, but to be able to handle that load, handle school, just coming into college and still be able to perform at a high level, that's what's really impressive because they're just young men trying to figure out their way in life. And, you got football, you got a lot going on. And to be able to handle all that and still come out and, practice hard day by day, handle the tutoring, handle the schoolwork, it's a lot on their plates, and they've been able to handle it. So that's what's most impressive to me.
With Thanksgiving on Thursday, what does a Thanksgiving Day plate look like?
Yeah, I'm going to have my mac and cheese, my dressing, some green beans, and then I'm not a big turkey fan. I think it's overrated. I like the ham better. So I had some ham on there, and then I'm a big pumpkin pie guy, so I got to have the pumpkin pie on the side. Sweet potato's good, overrated. Pumpkin pie's better, so I'll have that on the side. And, I can't wait. I'll bring a few guys with me, and we'll go to my great aunt's house. My whole family will be there, and we'll eat good.
You got a little birthday
I didn't get a cake. I did. Well, I'm tripping. I did get a cake. On Sunday. On Sunday, my mom made me a cake. I don't want her to see this and think I was thinking about yesterday, but on Sunday I went to my grandparents' house and she cooked me a cake and she cooked me some good food and I had lots of love down there. So thanks, Mom, for the apple cake. It was awesome.
How close is your great aunt from here, and is it the same teammates that generally come with you year after year?
Yeah, same teammates. She lives in Ava, so I guess 35 minutes from here. And usually Austin Bryant, Adam Choice come with me. Marlon Richard might come, and I don't know, some more might tag along. But Adam and Austin have came with me every year, so it's tradition right now. All right, thank you.
No pecan pie?